focused on a number of things that have happened in the last little while. The Mbeki presidency, as he came in, Mandela warned him. He said, criticism is the lifeblood of the movement. Do not surround yourself with yes men. Mbeki didn't appear to hear, and he also had this aloofness that kind of cut him off from actually understanding what was happening on the ground. This is at the opening of Parliament. He says to this guy who comes up to the car, he says, change takes time, my friend. And kind of understand it. And in a way, his entire presidency was about that. He had great vision for the African Renaissance, for NEPAD, for the African Union, and the vision didn't kind of connect with reality. His economic policy took us on a very right-wing path, but we kept hearing the phrase, the economic fundamentals are in place. This is on budget day, around about the turn of the century. The little boy reads, you'll be glad to know that according to the analysts, the economic fundamentals are in place. The cynicism and tiredness reflected in that woman's face is what the people on the ground felt about Mbeki and still feel. Mbeki, working with Manto Shabalala Msimang, decided that HIV didn't cause AIDS. Or he publicly questioned it, and then they started pushing the vegetable remedies. All these vegetables prevent the rollout of antiretrovirals. True or false? African potato, beetroot, lemon, garlic, manto. False. Lemon is not a vegetable. Back to the idea of not surrounding yourself with yes men. Well, one of the biggest yes men was Ronald Suresh Roberts, who wrote the biography of Mbeki, Fit to Govern the Native Intelligence of Thabo Mbeki. And this drawing appeared on the day that the book was launched. It says, Ronald, that's far enough. I really enjoyed the idea of Mbeki actually being at that launch and Ronald Suresh Roberts being there and some people having the Mail and Guardian and kind of showing each other. Then Jacob Zuma got implicated in all of this. Now, Jacob Zuma had been a kind of bosom buddies with Thabo Mbeki, and Jacob Zuma suddenly saw himself as having the potential to fill the charisma gap that was being left by Thabo Mbeki. A lot of people started supporting him, but he was implicated in the arms deal, and suddenly there were corruption charges against him, which could be a problem. Then, curveball, rape charge against Jacob Zuma. I did some hard-hitting cartoons during the trial. Then he was actually acquitted. He sued a whole lot of people in the media. He sued me for 15 million rand. And this is what happened. I'm suing for damage to my reputation. Would that be your reputation as a disgraced, chauvinistic demagogue who can't control his sexual urges and who thinks a shower prevents AIDS? Here's the polarity that had been set up between the Jacob Zuma kind of faction and the Thabo Mbeki faction. It says the thinker and the poser. The thinker has his book of Yeats and his pipe. Eish, too highbrow, just doesn't speak to me. And there's the poser, working class hero in Gucci. The shower head on Jacob Zuma had by this time become a fixture in almost all the drawings. Mbeki then gets more and more paranoid and starts protecting Jackie Celebi, the National Police Commissioner, who's obviously corrupt. The Lion King, co-starring reward-winning Jackie Celebi, and soon featuring Jacob Simba in I Just Can't Wait to Be King. What happened next was that we suddenly get another couple of weirdos on the scene, one of whom is a youngster, Julius Malema. Julius Malema, in relation to the court case, says, I will kill for Zuma. In other words, if the court case goes ahead, we will kill for Zuma. So there's Anton Lembede, Walter Sisulu, Mandela, and Tambo, that little triumvirate, Duma Nokwe, Peter Mokaba, Fikile and Balula. Something starts to happen there with Peter Mokaba and his AIDS denials, and Fikile and Balula and all his credit cards, and then down there, Julius Malema, obviously the kind of dissent of man. One of my friends who's writing about cartooning and says, how can you possibly depict a black person as in any way simian, in any way monkey or ape-like? I didn't, by the way, get any criticisms from anyone about that, because there you have that very powerful polarity between the great people who are depicted in all the kind of respect that one has for them and these idiots that as the descent happens. Then I decided that I must do a cartoon that represents just what this cult of personality is around Jacob Zuma. Judge Klope with Zwelinzima Vavi echoing the call to kill for Zuma, and with Mo's shake and all the conspiracies and everything. So I did this cartoon, which is All Hail the Cult of Zuma. Umshiniwam, umshiniwam, awulet, umshiniwam, shiniwam. Lie, cheat, steal, kill. The cult of Zuma is the big idol. The real Zuma is behind there, and there's a sort of a radio speaker or something where the thing is coming out of the idol. So it's not as if Zuma is not part of the cult of his own personality. At the end of the year, I compiled all the cartoons together as I normally do. This year I decided to call the book Pirates of Polokwane. And it's basically the same theme again, the same bunch of characters, and obviously the same figure of justice under threat. But I will tell you that just before this drawing was done, Zuma did indeed sue me. 3.5 months after the cartoon, he sued me for 7 million rand for the Rape of Justice cartoon. The 15 million rand one is now diminished. It's now only 2 million. I have been taken to the Human Rights Commission. I've just been in contact with them. They want to know whether Zuma is still suing me because, then it might have some effect on what they're going to rule. I'll defend these things, and I believe that as a cartoonist, that's what we have to do. We did it in the old days and have to do it now. Thank you very much.